Hello everybody, it's Nashville back with another Nashville Predators YouTube video. Today we're going to be discussing something I like to think is pretty interesting, jerseys. I love jerseys, I especially love hockey jerseys. I think they're just the sharpest looking sports jerseys out there. I have spent a lot of money already. Shout out tax season, I found this nice navy alt Preds jersey for $200 in my size. It's pretty good. It's customized to Smith, but it's just adhesive, heat pressed customization, but that's fine. I'm okay with Smith. Without further ado, you saw the title, you clicked the video. So today we are looking at some alternate jerseys that I've designed. I forgot the guy's name at the exact moment, but this guy made a really easy, kind of almost pixel art template of the Adidas hockey jerseys. And I've been using that because he said it's free to use for whatever, because I know they have that really expensive template you can buy to make like sick jersey concepts. But I'm not that good at Photoshop, but I'm actually pretty decent at pixel art, I like to think. So I'm gonna show you guys a couple of the designs that I've made today. I have 8 total for you. Some of them are like home away. So let's get started with the first one. Let's see what you guys think. My inspiration for these jerseys is really like the Stadium Series jerseys from last season from Pittsburgh and Philly, and also the Edmonton Oilers third jerseys this year. I really like these kind of jerseys that just pop. They almost kind of remind me of like NFL Color Rush jerseys. So this one was very simple. I made the front crest just solid yellow, kind of how we see it on the All-Star jerseys this season. And then I just went with some really simple bold stripes on the arms and a simple bold stripe at the tail of the jersey. I opted to use the same font for the numbers and letters for the player names, the numbers, and the captain patch. I just opted to fill it in completely, kind of the same way that the crest is here. If I could do one thing, and I really couldn't properly do it with how low res these templates are, maybe do the guitar strings through the numbers, just as lines, and that's it. But it was hard enough for me to get this number and font thing okay looking with this low res image. But I like this, and I have a couple of hockey friends that I've been showing some of these to, and this one seemed to be pretty well received amongst them. Okay, moving on to the second concept I have for you guys today. Okay, so right away, I'm just gonna say that if I could change anything about this jersey immediately, it would maybe be the number. I just kind of wanted to try to do something a little different. It's so easy to use just block letters for every jersey. And since this one, I'm using the Proud logo, which is easily becoming one of my favorite Preds logos that exists. I really hope the organization chooses to use it more going forward. So I know we're all gold all the time, so when people think of a third jersey, they kind of want us to have navy, right? So think about this. There is a really good source out there saying that the NHL is kind of going to be moving toward NBA tactics, where every team might have 4 jerseys. So you have a home and away, a third, and a heritage jersey. So obviously it's really easy for us to go, okay, Winter Classic jersey, there we go, right? But I think that's kind of a cop-out. Imagine if we can make a new jersey that's kind of designed to look old. I think this is nice because a lot of people didn't like the word script. I think it was really nice for a Winter Classic game jersey, but I think if we're gonna have a heritage jersey, I would like to see something a little bit more like this. It almost looks like a Bruins jersey, but I think that's okay because the navy really pops, I think. And that crest, man, just looks so good. I really like this jersey, and I opted on the shoulder patches for this jersey to just do the Winter Classic Pred head double patch. We could probably do something better, maybe even like a saber-tooth Winter Classic head and like a skull. This one, I was like, I know it's on this jersey somewhere. All right, so now we're gonna move to the third one. This is probably one of the favorite ones that I've made. I really could see this being a jersey simply because it's like not my idea. So the OG Predators jerseys are really, really cool, at least to Nashville fans. The tin foil is so sick. And I would really like to see what that looks like on an Adidas jersey. So I designed this, and by the way, this font is like impossible to find. I literally went to different jerseys and like photoshopped out the J, O, S, and I, and the 5 and the 9, and I just kind of meshed them together. I even stole the C off of like a random player from the 90s. So it's a little bit of a different style than the OG jerseys. Think of it as a culmination of kind of like what I thought was the best design features from all of them. So you'll see right away, like it has the white only on the forearm. And instead of doing the weird like triangle thing the original ones had, I opted to just do solid bands, kind of more like the mustard jersey. I think for the Adidas template, it looks a lot better. And that was cool in the 90s. Even though it'd be like a throwback jersey, I don't think it would look very good or flattering on the Adidas template. So I also opted to use 2 different shoulder patches. The first couple seasons, Bridgestone Arena Tower patch on one shoulder, and then this skeleton skull on the other. I think this jersey kind of speaks for itself. It is what it is, and it's really cool for old school Preds fans. And even if they don't like do something like this where it's like an idea, if they brought back the OG jersey, I would buy one tomorrow, no questions asked. All right, so let's move on to the 4th design I have. Okay, so this is one of the sets that I have made with an away jersey. Now, when I made these first 3, I kind of thought like, hockey jerseys are all about stripes, and I didn't really make any with a lot of stripage going on. That first one had a bold stripe, so I kind of wanted to design something that had lots of stripes and that could just be kind of like a new look if they wanted to do it. Now, I will say, I'm not a huge fan of this. I just wanted to design something a little different. However, if the Preds ended up using something like this, you know, for a refresh, navy as a home color wasn't that impressive. The reason the Preds moved forward to gold is because the organization really liked teams that had a color to show in the crowd during, you know, important games. So I think this would also be cool as a 3rd, maybe just as a navy jersey, so we could have a different color, you know, a unique looking different jersey. This does not really look like anything else that we have. That being said, I did design an away format for this, so let's take a look at that. I will say right away that I kind of like the away version better. You'll notice that on the first one, it kind of almost has like a triple stripe kind of thing going on. For whatever reason, I opted to take away the triple stripe on the away set. It didn't really vibe well with me, so I think it looked better with just a double stripe on each end. I think as an away jersey, this is pretty solid, but I will go on the record and say I love the current away Preds jerseys, but I wouldn't be mad if they decided to move forward with a different design for home and away. It's just a little lackluster, you know, but the gold is nice. I think everything about it currently is good. So just to get that off my chest. So I think these are okay. Maybe the triple stripe in the away would also look good. Who knows? Didn't really know what to do with some of these jerseys for shoulder patches. So on this one, I opted to do a number on the left shoulder and just a TriStar patch on the right shoulder. The Winter Classic showed me that they're not afraid to use the TriStar logo. And for those of you who are not aware, that is just like the symbol on the Tennessee flag. The 3 stars represent the great divisions of Tennessee, East, Middle, and West. This one is pretty cool, and I was inspired by the Winter Classic hoodies that some of you Nashvillians may have seen sitting at Dick's or maybe online. Here's a screenshot of that if you're unaware. I'm waiting for it to go cheaper and cheaper on clearance at Dick's, and I will buy one. They're really cool. So I thought, you know, this looks really sharp, and kind of like the first one I showed you, I like the Prowl logo a lot. This hat is one of my favorite pickups lately. So I decided to make a jersey that is very, very much inspired by this hoodie. So I was a huge fan of the double striping on the sleeves and on the waistband. So I decided to try to make the names and numbers do that. A font does not exist for this. I had to hand draw this, which seems easy, but it was a little harder than you might think. So some feedback I got from it from a couple of my friends was that maybe it's like too much going on. The double stripe for the numbers and letters is almost a little bit trippy, but I think it looks cool. The only thing that you can maybe do, and I'm not good enough in Photoshop to do this, maybe the way that the Nashville font and the Prowl logo is, design numbers and letters that look like that. So imagine if the 5 and 9 was like a thick, bold, cursive-ish, I don't want to say full cursive, I think that'd be ugly in a jersey, but just kind of like more rustic style, 5-9, Yossi with a captain patch. Maybe you could even drop the sleeve numbers, but either way, I'm really proud of how this turned out. I would buy this if it came out. I think it looks sick. It's just different. You know, there's not an NHL jersey that looks like this. So that's kind of what my inspiration was, and that's how it turned out. Okay, and the last jersey I have to show you, or the last two, is another home and away set. Now, I will also say there was a few drinks involved, and I got the help of my fiance Ray, who was in the other room, and I was just saying, pick a color. Should there be one stripe or two? Blah, blah, blah. Literally, I got help from somebody that wasn't even looking, but I think it ended up looking pretty good. So she is also a fan of this jersey. I've kind of talked her into it. And she is a fan of this crest because it has this teal around the crest. So with that in mind, I designed a jersey that has some teal in it. I know that's not a typical Pred color, but it kind of was, just a little bit on this jersey. It's very different from a Preds jersey standpoint, and I brought this logo back. Our current navy, white, and gold head is fine, but for a brand standpoint, because they have to have something they can market, put on stickers, blah, blah, blah. But for a third jersey, I think it's cool to bring it back. Now, obviously, I designed an away jersey as well, so if this was to be a permanent set, they probably wouldn't go back a logo, but I think it's cool to think about. So, you know, the yellow sleeves looks nice because that's our brand identity, the gold. And then the navy body, almost like the first jersey with the Proud logo. I think that's a good setup. I almost think we should do something like that. But then looking at the stripes, I really like the contrast between the dark blue and the light teal with the white as an accent. I think the sleeve stripes look really good. The only thing I would probably do to see what it looked like on a real jersey, like if I can make these, maybe the waistband stripes, move them up and give them some space. And maybe to match that, move the sleeve stripes down and give them about the same distance from the edge of the fabric. I think that would be interesting to see. So I tried a couple of different fonts for this and it just didn't really look right. So I just went with block lettering, Winter Classic jersey style. It looks good for a sports jersey. I would definitely be okay with that if it was a third. However, if it was the home jersey permanently, I think it would be nice to try to incorporate some Music City elements into it with the guitar strings and whatnot. Yes, but there is an away concept, so let's take a look at that. So it's essentially the same thing, you just switch the white and the navy. Honorable note, I think it's worth mentioning that the teal trim, I replaced it with a gold trim. Since it's in a sea of white, that really makes this style of logo pop, I think. And it looks pretty good with the navy numbers and the navy letters with the gold trim. I mean, the away version looks pretty good too. But I would not be opposed to the Preds introducing some teal back into the lineup. And I think it's worth mentioning that we could drop the teal and just do like chrome again as an accent color. It doesn't have to be like the top of the jersey like it was originally. Take these two jerseys, replace the teal with chrome or silver, tinfoil, whatever you want to call it. And I think that'd look pretty good too. So there's an honorable mention here. I guess like more of an honorable design. Also in Nashville, we are getting a soccer team. I know, keep your excitement down. I know people are kind of up in the air, iffy about it. Yeah, I'm all about local sports, I think is what it boils down to for me. So I got my ticket. Ray and I will be at the inaugural game. We are going to be cheering on Nashville SC for their inaugural match against Atlanta. So in spirit of that, I designed a Nashville SC hockey jersey. They unveiled the official jersey, the official colors, kind of like this highlighter yellow that they're calling Forever Gold. A lot of people on the internet don't seem to like it, but hey, I think it looks pretty sweet. It seems to be different. It's a nice bright color. And for the hockey jersey variant, I kind of borrowed some of the same elements. So in soccer, you know, they have the ads on the crest because they don't have stoppages of play. So they kind of have to do that so the sport gets paid. But obviously in a hockey world, they do. So no advertisement. Main crest front and center. I really like the logo. There's a lot of people that don't like it. I don't get it. I think it boils down to our USL team that played last season having a drastically different design. I even made an MLS logo to go in the NHL slot. So the things on the shoulder pads is like the 3 stripes for Adidas. And then I kind of stopped there, but I thought the jersey looked really bland. So I took the center in logo and I made a pattern for the underarms, like the underside of the sleeve. And I think it was cool to add a pattern in there. And I think it was pretty sweet to use the actual logo itself. This was more of a quick job. I just feel like, throwing a bonus jersey design for the excitement of the upcoming soccer season. So yeah, those are all of my jersey designs. Do not fear, all of these will be available to be viewed with a link in the description. Just make sure that if you post them anywhere or if you modify them, just credit me, use this YouTube video as credit, just post the link along with it. That way, if anybody else is inspired by the designs, they know who they got it from originally. Kind of helps my channel grow a little bit, all that stuff. I'm Nash North. I'm gonna be making Nashville related content. For now, it seems to be hockey. Very passionate about hockey. And maybe I'll throw a couple soccer videos up, and maybe next Titan season I'll throw some football videos up. Who knows? But for now, NHL is where it's at. Also jerseys, really big fan of jerseys. So if we get any news or anything like that, you're gonna see some more from me. Also, if you guys wanna see more of this, if you want me to design some more jerseys, let me know. I'll design 8 more and make a part 2. If you made it this far, you should really give the video a like. I think that means that this content deserves your eyeballs if you haven't clicked away yet. That also leads me to saying that if you made it this far and you like the video, you might as well subscribe. But that's that. Please discuss below what you think of my designs and share this with your friends. I always love to hear people's opinions on things. And maybe instead of a part 2, maybe I just take everybody's advice and modify what I have and see what that ends up being like. I'm Nash North. Peace.